Hollywood hasn't exactly been friendly to biblical films in recent decades. Once upon a time, epics like Prince of Egypt, Ben-Hur, and Passion of Christ ruled the box office. But in today's world of superheroes and multiverses, faith-based stories have often been sidelined. That's why The House of David is such a big deal. Not only is it a biblical film, but it's coming from one of the biggest streaming platforms out there, Prime Video. This is a win for Christian storytelling, a revival of biblical narratives in mainstream media, and a signal that faith-based films are far from obsolete. For years, Hollywood was willing to take on massive biblical stories, sometimes with stunning results, and other times, well, let's just say Noah left some of us confused. But then something happened. Christian films got pushed to the sidelines. Studios saw them as too niche or not profitable enough, that is, until The Chosen proved them wrong.
Shalom.
Me?
Yes.
Shalom.
I have a question for you.
If you haven't seen The Chosen, it's arguably one of the most significant faith-based projects in years. It showed that Christian stories can be well-acted, well-directed, and, most importantly, beloved by audiences worldwide. It paved the way for bigger studios to take biblical storytelling seriously again. And now with The House of David, we're seeing that momentum. First and foremost, credit has to be given to Prime Video for even making this film. It's rare to see a major platform commit to a biblical story with this level of production value. The casting looks solid, the sets feel authentic, and the sheer effort in making this world feel alive is apparent. One thing that stood out immediately: Goliath. Until this trailer, it was hard to fully grasp how massive he truly was. Seeing him, and if we do a quick Google search, wow, okay. The guy playing Goliath is Martin Ford. He's a British bodybuilder, social media personality, and actor. And man, this dude is huge, 6 feet 8 inches tall. I honestly thought they used CGI or some crazy camera tricks, but nope, that's just a real-life giant playing a giant. That's awesome. I'm sure he nailed the part, or should I say, crushed it. Yeah, I don't know, but you get the point. Now, for David, he's played by Michael Iskander. He was born in Egypt and moved to the US when he was 9. That's pretty cool because Middle Eastern and North African people tend to have similar skin tones and facial features, so it's nice to see a casting choice that actually reflects the region David came from. But here's something I've noticed a lot in recent years. People get really caught up in the race and skin color of biblical figures in movies and artwork. Take Jesus, for example. There's always controversy around what he looked like, and some people go as far as to say he was black, while most of the classical paintings we have of him come from Renaissance or medieval Europe, where artists painted him to resemble the people they viewed as spiritually and outwardly ideal. A lot of those images, including the famous Da Vinci Last Supper, reflect that cultural influence more than historical accuracy. But honestly, I don't think it matters whether someone envisions Jesus as black, white, Asian, or anything else. What matters is who he is. He was the Son of God, but in a worldly view. He was an Israelite, a Jew who came for his own people, but they rejected him. And so he opened the way for everyone: black, white, Asian, brown, anyone who believes in him. That's the real takeaway. And if you ask me which painting I think represents Jesus the most, I've always found the one by Akiane Kramaric, yeah, the painting by that child prodigy, to be really compelling. I'm not an artist, so I can't speak much about the technique, but the story behind her and that painting is kind of miraculous in itself. So back to the how it's been shown in the trailer. It looks promising, but there's always that lingering worry of modern storytelling, altering essential truths. If done right, this could be a defining moment for faith-based films. Like, for example,
He sees into the heart. And you have the heart.
in the Bible, Samuel doesn't actually say this, but what is written is when God tells Samuel not to consider David's brother's appearance or height, saying, "I have rejected him." It goes on to say, "The Lord does not look at the things people look at." But honestly, the line they chose to add for Samuel in the movie is pretty profound. It ties into something bigger, because the House of David traces back to the 12 sons of Jacob, specifically Judah, who is symbolized as a lion, and of course, that all connects to Jesus being the Lion of Judah. It's a creative addition, but one that actually makes a lot of sense.
Afraid?
Terrified.
I believe
I'm
in
not
you.
entirely sure if this is David's sister because, as we know, David had a sister named Zeruiah. She had 3 sons who would later play significant roles in David's military and political affairs. But then again, this movie or series, Wait, is this a movie or a series? Oh, it's a drama series. I initially thought it was a movie because of the involvement of Lionsgate and the trailer's big screen vibe. Anyway, as I was saying, it's Fingal, and she might actually be Saul's first daughter, Merab. I think we saw her standing with Saul in the background, so that's a possibility. But here's a spoiler. If she is indeed Merab, David doesn't end up with her.